to my channel. My name's Marie. Let's jump into talking about dull skin. Now, I want to make a disclaimer that I am not an esthetician. I'm not here to give you skincare advice. I'm merely going to be talking about the products that work for me and the way that I kind of systematically analyze and address my dull skin. I'm also going to be talking about some of the skincare ingredients out there that are sort of the known go-tos for brightening skin. All right, let's jump in. My skin type is dry and mature. So the first thing that I'll go to when I'm experiencing dull skin is I look at my diet. Similar to how you can't out-exercise a bad diet, in my opinion, you can't out-skincare product a deficient diet. So there are two things that I look to when I'm trying to analyze my diet, and that is how much fat am I consuming and how many hydrating foods. Now for me, one of the quickest ways to bring luster back to my skin is by consuming fatty animal products. So I'll go for bacon, salami, not in excess, but just to bring some of that healthy fat back to my diet. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you can look to nuts, you can look to flaxseed oil, walnut seed oil, if you're vegetarian, fish oil, all of those omega-rich things that can bring some of the luster back to your skin. Next, I look for hydrating foods, celery, cucumber, lettuce, all of those things that take your body a little bit more effort to break them down so you're able to actually absorb more of the water content than just drinking straight water alone. Okay. So we're in the middle of summer, and what happens during the middle of summer? Excess sweating. Now, if you didn't know, when your body starts to sweat excessively, meaning a lot, multiple times a day, your body actually starts to conserve your electrolytes, and it takes your sweat from being mostly acidic, semi-acidic, to being a little bit more basic. So we actually want to increase the amount of topical sort of refurbishing products during the summertime that we're using. So I actually try to increase the amount of topical fats I'm applying to my face to try to help maintain that skin barrier. So there's three products I've been using. One is a facial oil that I make myself. It's something I've been working on for a long time. I'm hoping at some point to release it, but I've done a lot of studying about triglycerides and plant oils, and this really helps keep my skin barrier intact. Next, I've almost used up this entire container of the Welda Almond Soothing Facial Cream. I really like almond oil for helping to refurbish the skin. And one thing about Welda products is they use this hydrolyzed beeswax. And beeswax I feel like is great at nighttime for helping to stop transepidermal water loss and helping to hydrate and restore bounce and vibrancy to the skin. And so on that note, what I recently picked up was the Welda Ultra Rich Hydrating Cream. This was $12 at my Whole Foods, meaning it's probably $6 at your Whole Foods. But this is actually a pretty thick product. I'm using an extremely light layer mixed with a toner, and it's what I would call an oil in water formula, meaning there's much more oil in the product than there is water. But this is going to really help restore that fatty balance of the skin and help restore luster. You can see how it's a really beautiful, inexpensive product. All right, so next up is one of the key steps to preventing dull skin, and that is exfoliation. Now, in the past, I had kind of shied away from acid exfoliation because I was worried it would really exacerbate my melasma. However, in November last year, I picked up these Garden of Wisdom fruit acid pads that have glycolic and lactic acid in them. And I started using them in the beginning once a week. Now I use them 2 to 3 times a week. I have become a major fan of acid exfoliation. It's helped brighten my skin and strengthen my skin in a way that no other product really has. And it has actually cut down on the amount of product I need to use just overall in my routine. These acid pads are intense. The pH of these is 3.2, meaning they're gonna sting when you first start to use them. So if you're a little bit scared about venturing into acids, this is where I would really recommend seeking out an esthetician to help advise you about how to get started using a stronger acid. If you feel confident moving forward, then I highly recommend these Garden of Wisdom acid pads. They're $12 for 50 pads. They're amazing. Now, one of the other things that I highly recommend when you're experiencing dull skin is that you cleanse your face twice a day. I know for people with dry, mature skin, it seems like, you really don't want to wash or need to wash your face in the AM, but I highly recommend picking up a very soothing, calming, gentle cream cleanser, or using a product like this from Dr. Haushka, which is their cleansing cream, which is just basically oil and almond meal, something to really prime your canvas and get your face started for the day by restoring sort of a gentle, soothing property to it. So two of the really high power ingredients that you're looking for when you're trying to brighten your skin are vitamin C and niacinamide. Those really work well on brightening the skin. I recently picked up the May Love Glow Maker. It is an L-ascorbic acid 15% product. Relatively clean ingredients preserved with phenoxyethanol. It is a conventional product. It retails for $27 for 1 ounce. I know that Tony from Natural Logic just released a new product. The red wine essence, I believe it's called, that contains niacinamide. That would be a really great place to start. Those two ingredients are pretty much the gold standard for attempting to brighten your skin. So next I want to talk about sunscreen, mineral sunscreen to be particular, and facial prep. So for me personally, the fact that mineral sunscreen contains zinc and titanium oxide tends to dry out my skin, which is why I find it really important to prep your skin properly for applying mineral sunscreen. This is one of my factors behind creating this oil, was to really protect and keep the skin hydrated underneath facial sunscreen. So I highly recommend that you find a good facial oil that works for you, or a facial balm, or something that's a little thicker for applying under some of these sunscreens to try to keep your skin luscious and dewy and bright and glazed donutty. I highly recommend these 3 sunscreens. I've talked about all of them extensively. Just search the videos in my channel. Lastly, I want to talk about hydrating ingredients. Now, there are a million hydrating things on the market right now. Primarily, one of the amazing hydrating ingredients is glycerin. And what do you find frequently in sheet masks that are inexpensive? Glycerin! From my lips to your ears, this brand has some of the best fabrics for their sheet masks. Look at this fit. If you're looking for a sheet mask to hydrate your skin, this is by far the best option. So I purchased this 5-pack of masks on Amazon for $38 because I wanted to try this brand out. The premise behind the masks pretty simple. They all have pretty much the same ingredients with a little variation in their extracts. They are phenoxyethanol free if you're looking for something like that, and then they're all kind of based around the premise of an essential oil. Sheet masks, they're all pretty much similar. They're all really at the heart of the matter trying to hydrate your skin, but like I said, the reason this one really stands out to me is because the fabric is so soft and immediately attaches to your skin and really can offer some intense hydration. Now, right now I'm currently not using a hydrating serum every day. Simply because, and I've talked about this before, but I'm working on creating my own skincare line. So what I've been doing over the past year is not buying product, not consistently using other products made by other people, because I've been forcing myself to create the skincare routine that I want to use based on my own products. So I'm working on a hydrating serum, but I'm not currently using one every day because I keep tweaking it a little bit. So you do want to get a hydrating serum. My favorite, of course, is the Wamisa Deep Rich Toner. I find it to be the most hydrating, but the way that I've been hydrating my skin recently is to use sheet masks. So I'll do a sheet mask 2 to 3 times a week. Particularly at night, I'll cleanse my face, I'll apply hydrating sheet masks, and then I'll go from there with oils or this Skin Food Ultra Rich Cream to try to keep the moisture in by applying a little bit more of an occlusive product. I know this was a lot of information and I just talked a lot, but what are your thoughts? How do you combat dull skin? Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.